Hi, I'm Kathy Cairo with Keller Williams Greater Columbus, and I want to talk to you today about sale of home contingencies. Now, I've been in business for almost 25 years, and this used to be a staple of purchase contracts. Here's how it works. First of all, let's talk about the listing agreement on the seller's home. Standard listing agreement still today is 6 months. Now, we're living in a market right now where homes may not even last 6 hours, much less 6 months. But it used to take at least 90 days to sell a home. In fact, some of you may remember Realtor signs where we would proudly put onto our sign that we sold a home in under 30 days. That was worth bragging rights if you did that. Today, if a home stays on the market 30 days, you'd be fired as a realtor. So a lot has changed in the pace of our housing market, and that has affected homeowners who own homes and want to buy another. Going back several years, if you had a home you needed to sell in order to buy a home, no big deal. All we did was find the home you like, then we would write an offer on it contingent on the sale of your home. And then you would go home thrilled that the offer was accepted, and we would go to work getting your home on the market. Once it's sold, we would turn around and then close on the home you're purchasing, usually on the same day. We called them back-to-back closings. Well, that worked really well until fewer and fewer homes started going on the market. And today what exists is a huge lack of supply of houses and a way over demand for the houses that are there. So when homeowners come to me and say, wow, I'm excited about this great market, we want to cash in, we want to sell our home, my first question is always, okay, where are you going? Well, we're going to buy a home. All right. Well, the reason this market is so great for your home is because there's very little homes to buy. So what are you going to do? Well, they're thinking 10 years ago and they say, well, we'll just write a sale of home contingency. Well, let me tell you why that does not work in this market. When you write an offer on a home, you are not the offer on the home. You're usually one of 10 or 12 or 15. I've had as many as 40 offers on one home. Well, if your offer, no matter how great it is, says that you still have to list your home and sell it, in this market, it will likely not even be looked at. It will be acknowledged as received, and it will be put at the bottom of that deck of contracts that's spread out in front of the homeowner like a deck of cards. It'll be put at the bottom. They're not even going to look at it. Why? Because they don't have to. In front of your offers, they have equally good offers with nothing to sell. No home in the mix. Now, the next thing homeowners usually say to me is, well, why are they worried about it? My home will sell as quickly as their home. It's a sure thing, right? And I wrote a great offer, so why would they care that I have a home to sell? Well, again, that is a little bit of misguided thinking. That is the consumer believing that when a home is in contract, it will close. And those of us who are realtors have learned that it is not a closed transaction until you have a house and they have money. So again, let me explain that to you. In between the time you write a contract and you close on a home, there are hurdles. Number one, the buyer has to be approved for the loan. Number two, the home inspection has to go smoothly. The buyer doesn't hit any glitches and we move on to closing. Number three, the appraiser has to come out, agree that whatever the buyer agreed to pay for the home is acceptable to the bank, and then they move on. And then finally, we have to agree on a closing date and a possession date. And in between all of that, we hope the buyer doesn't lose their job, the buyer doesn't break up with his girlfriend or his wife, the buyer doesn't go out and buy a car and mess up their credit, the buyer doesn't have any life event happen that keeps them in that 45 days from being able to purchase a home. All those risks are inherent in every purchase unless it's a cash purchase. So here's the homeowner's thinking. I'm already risking all of that on one buyer. Why would I take your home and double the risk with your buyer on your home? That's the reason they won't take a sale of home contingency. Too much risk when there's no need to take the risk. Back in 1995, you had to take the risk. It's how we sold homes. In this year, 2021, they don't have to take the risk. There's 10 offers behind yours, equally good with no home to sell. So you say, what do? I can't buy another home without selling mine. We want or we need to move. What are our options? That's next week. I'll talk to you about that. I'm Kathy Cairo. Check in here or check on my website, ourohiohome.com. Next week, I'll talk about what are your options when you own a home and you want to buy. I'll see you then.